Hello and welcome back to Visit Fylde Coast. We're in Fleetwood this afternoon and the sun's shining. Can you believe it? It's actually a lovely afternoon. And I promised you that I'd bring you to the unveiling of the new Blue Plaque Trail in Fleetwood. So that's where we are going today. So this is the North Euston Hotel at the back of us here. This is the Lower Lighthouse, which is one of the buildings somewhere at the back of me, somewhere there. And we're going to go and see what the community group have done that are actually launching a new series of blue plaques for you to follow all the way round the town, because Fleetwood is a town that's absolutely packed full of heritage and history. So don't forget, make sure that you've subscribed, make sure that you've got all your notifications enabled, and don't forget to sign up for your Visit Fylde Coast email newsletter, because we'll be sharing the items in the trail with you. Right, let's go and see what's to do, shall we? I'm hoping that when I've finished this afternoon, I don't know how long we're going to be in there. This is a little bit of the history and the heritage. Look, this is the Euston Gardens. The view, I don't know whether you can quite pick it out from here, it's a little bit far away, but the view over the sea towards Heysham and Lancaster and the lakes is absolutely beautiful. Now, my dad always says that when it's a really good view, that it's going to rain, which I suppose, given past form, would be just to be expected. So there's the beautiful Lower Lighthouse, modelled on the Pharos Lighthouse. And we're off in here, we're off into the North Euston Hotel, which is a fine building.
Well, welcome everybody, and here we are. And I can just say that I have been on my hands and knees for this weather, so do please appreciate it. I have sold my soul to the devil. And I can see from here where Sir Peter used to stand, this was his place. And he can look out and see Ingleborough flat top. And as I said when we unveiled the statue, if you can see it, it's a lovely day. And if you can't see it, it's raining. Oh, well, I'd like to pass you over now to Dick Gillingham, our local historian, to say a few words about the history of the three buildings that we've got here today. There you go.
Good afternoon, and nice to see you all. What a privilege to introduce the person who's going to unveil the plaque. It seems just a few years ago when we were doing this red one. Another first, and it's great to see so many people supporting this project. I've been doing a little proofreading from time to time, and I know the hard work that's gone into it, so well done to you all. The blue plaques are found throughout the country, particularly of course in London, and they are things that people look out for as a distinct symbol of heritage, and one goes with the other. Dave Pearce, my working colleague, who worked on many projects, he's here watching this, and over the last 30 years or so we've been involved in various plaque sets that have been put around Fleetwood, trying to explain history and the columns along the promenade and so on. But this, I think, is going to surpass them all, because the blue plaque, as I say, is such a recognisable symbol. Right, the North Euston Hotel. The day it opened, the Guardian, Manchester Guardian, acclaimed it as the premier hotel of the North. And in the follow-up, it said, it far exceeds the quality of those in the industrial cities. So this was the real business, the North Euston Hotel. In the first few years, a sizable part of the guests here were titled people, and people who came to Fleetwood because they'd heard about it and they wanted to experience it. And when I stand here now and I look at the view in front of me, I've been to many resorts in the country, often looking at Decimus Burton's work, and I think Fleetwood has the finest original Victorian seafront, this area around here, that I've ever seen. And you know, it's amazing that you've still got people writing on social media saying, well, Fleetwood's just a dump. You know, absolutely incredible. It's very short-sighted. At one end of the street, we've got the Fairus, the tall lighthouse, which you can see looking through the portico here, made of Western red sandstone, Western Point, near Runcorn. The quarry is still there, although it's not working now. And then at this end, the lower lighthouse, which William Hargreaves said is far more akin to the design for the Fairus of Alexandria than is the Fairus at the other end of the street. So a straight confusion there. But in the Stoughton Hill lighter stone, but two beautiful buildings. Fleetwood was, of course, the only town in the UK that had 3 lighthouses originally, and one is out there still beyond the lower light out in the bay, not in a very good state, sadly, but it's still there and recognised as such. The 2 lighthouses were built by John Tomkinson, as you probably know, costing under £1,500 each. But they are mammoth structures. Just imagine the problem of bringing the amount of stone that they contain into Fleetwood on lighter barges and unloading it, trying to crane it onto the quayside and so on. And look at the structure of the tall lighthouse, it's immense. 173 steps, a lot of them very well worn. And my dear old mum, who came to Fleetwood from Knott End when her father died in 1918, remembered in the 1920s there being an old salt sat outside the upper lighthouse on a Sunday taking people's money while people climbed up to the top of it. I am being one of those privileged people lucky enough to have been up the upper lighthouse and looked at it from the top, and what an amazing structure it is. Now this building, the North Euston Hotel, was constructed by a London company, the Webb brothers. I've not been able to find a lot about them, but they were obviously very much in partnership with Decimus with all the work he was doing in central London. And they came to Fleetwood to erect this. It's had a very checkered history, from being a first-class hotel from 1841 when it opened to 1859. It then became the Northern School of Musketry, where officers were taught to teach others to shoot guns. And this was an amazing place, part of a military town, Fleetwood, between sort of 1861 and round about 1931, when the Hutment Barracks eventually closed at the far end by the Queen's Hotel. But a wonderful building, the semicircular nature of it. I think I've seen about 90% of the extant Decimus Burton work in the country, and this is amongst the finest 3, in my opinion, buildings that he ever designed. So we're lucky to have it here in Fleetwood. It's magnificent. Of course, it became the Euston Barracks after it was the School of Musketry, and it was that till the late 1890s, when the barracks buildings at the back were in fact knocked down, and then we had a football team playing on it. And Fleetwood Football Club played on there from 1909 to the outbreak of the Second World War. So lots of history. Do have a good look at the building if you have a chance to look around. We're going to, Maureen Blair is here with us as well. Maureen has very kindly agreed to do the new North Euston and Barracks walk next summer in 2025. So thanks for that, Maureen, and I look forward to seeing what a great job you'll do taking people just around the block because there's enough history around this block to fill about 3 books. So hope you'll enjoy the rest of the afternoon, and thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Dick. That was very good. The history of the North Euston and the lighthouses. I would like now to pass you over to the Deputy Mayor, Stephen, who's going to say a few words and unveil the plaque.
Looks like it's unveiling itself. Thank you for the invite. It's an enormous privilege to be asked to come and do this in what I regard as a gem, or a hidden gem that shouldn't be hidden for much longer. Anyway, we've had a great history of the area, so thanks for coming. It's an important day in Fleetwood's long and diverse history. I know it's taken over a year and a great deal of hard work by the Blue Plaque Working Group. They're all members of Fleetwood Civic Society, and to get to this point today has been a long, hard road. The 10 plaques, along with their QR codes, are a great way to encourage young and old alike to follow the Blue Plaque Trail around the town, learning more about the impressive buildings we see here and the people who built them. Our thanks go to the many people in the town who strive to keep Fleetwood's history alive today. And I compliment everyone that tries to do that, because history is the road where we came along. And hopefully, if we've got any common sense, the mistakes along that road won't happen again. But that's in an ideal world. So once again, thank you for inviting me. Without further ado, I'm delighted to unveil the first of the plaques for the North Euston Hotel and Gardens.
Well done, and thank you, Steve. And thank you all as well for coming along on this Making History. We are all here today making history, and there it is. And you can tell everybody about it.
As you're all invited, and before you can have out to drink, you're over here on these steps having a picture taken. So you can hold over there before you go inside and get warm. Face that way. If you're tall, stand at the back. If you're short, stand at the front. And if you're good looking.
So this is Dave herding cats. This is Dave Carlos herding cats, trying to get everybody into the picture. Managed to get Dan from the Gazette as well. He'll tell me off when he sees that. And this is history in the making, just like every other event and unveiling and big day in Fleetwood's long and illustrious past. Squeeze in, squeeze in. I've got you from the back, you're all right. It's a reasonable. You can guarantee somebody will be looking the wrong way somewhere. It's a lovely day for it. Look at that sun shining. The sun shines on Fleetwood. So this is the Pharos or Upper Lighthouse, and of course the beautiful semicircular North Euston Hotel is in the middle of it, and the lower lighthouse somewhere out there behind the two of them is the lower light, which is in the channel of the River Wyre. What an absolutely beautiful afternoon. And this is the new Blue Plaque. It's quite big actually, that. I never realised that they were so big. Complete with QR code, so you can scan that. And it takes you to content about the hotel on our Visit Fleetwood website. So I've been working with the team and we've posted all of the information about all of the buildings on the Visit Fleetwood website, so you can find out lots more about each one. And if you get to one, you can follow the trail either online from one to another, or from the leaflet from one to another. And this is another one. This is a red plaque. These are quite rare. It's a similar kind of thing, but these are for transport buildings, and that was unveiled some years ago. So that's another one. So the Euston is the proud owner of two. And looking at these cobbles, I would say these are original. I would. And this is the hotel. Let's go in through the revolving door. So you're into reception. There's a bar on that side, and then up the stairs to the bedrooms, and this is reception. And everybody's come back inside for a warm drink, because it's quite cool actually. It's quite cool out there on the seafront. It's a cool nip in the shade. And that was that. That's the end of another event and another lovely afternoon. It's really strange, isn't it, to think that, like today, we've all kind of done something and achieved something that's going to be there practically in perpetuity. I mean, all these blue signs need is a lick of paint and a sand and a wipe down every so often. So they'll be there for decades to come, if not the next 100 years. And that's that little period of history being made today, just like when they opened the lighthouse, just like when they did everything else that's around you in a historic place like this. As William said, it's a beautiful seafront and a beautiful town, and plenty going for it as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that little video, little glimpse at what people get up to. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for all the notifications, and sign up for your Visit Fylde Coast email newsletter. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye for now.